Okay, in this video we're going to look at limits involving absolute value. And with absolute value, it might be better to use a table or a graph to find the limit. In terms of the equations of absolute value, they are defined by piecewise equations. So we have the absolute value of x is equal to x if x is 0 or higher, and it's equal to negative x if x is less than 0. So rather than deal with piecewise definitions, for absolute value, it might be easier to look at a table of values or the graph to find the limit. So with absolute value, left and right hand limits are going to come into play quite a bit. So we're going to focus on looking at left hand limit, looking at the right hand limit, and seeing if the left and right hand limits equal the same value. So example 4, find the limit of each. So we have for part A, the limit as x approaches 7 of the absolute value of x minus 7 over x minus 7. If we directly evaluate this at x equals 7, we get the absolute value of 0, which is 0 over 0. So we don't want 0 over 0. So here's what the graph looks like of absolute value of x minus 7 over x minus 7. Again, absolute value, you can't just divide it out and say the answer is 1 because it's not x minus 7 over x minus 7. It's the absolute value of x minus 7. So coming in from the left-hand side, as we get closer to 7, an x value of 7 from the left-hand side, our left-hand limit is negative 1. So coming in from the left, our left-hand limit is negative 1. Coming in from the right, our left-hand limit is going to be positive 1. And the left and right-hand limits are not the same value, so this limit does not exist. Part B, we have the limit as x approaches 6 from the right, so now we're only focusing on just the right-hand limit of 6 minus x over the absolute value of x minus 6. So watch out for those left and right hand limit questions because it's very easy to skip over the notation for the right hand limit. Well, here's the graph of 6 minus x over the absolute value of 6 minus x. And again, the right hand limit coming in from the right for our graph, our limit as x approaches 6 from the right is negative 1. So again, we're only looking at one direction here coming in from the right, not both of them. If it was just the limit as x approaches 6, it would not exist. But again, here we're only focusing on the right-hand limit, so be careful with that. All right, that about does it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.